You've reached call in Mockery.
I mean, it's Colin Mockery.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the main thing for you this week. Keep that in mind. I guess we should talk about that you need to call us.
Right. Smash the divots.
Smash them because do it at an off hour. There used to be, and for kids out there, you're going to be like, what? There used to be this thing called like nights and weekends. Mm-hmm. And which we don't have anymore because the man, capital M, makes us work all the time now. Yeah. But there used to be this thing called nights and weekends, which is when you could text or call for free, I guess.
Now, two things. At the Renaissance Fair, we have nights on the weekends.
Okay, what's the second thing?
Saya. Shing. Because I do that stuff.
Yeah.
Second thing is, what do you think our youngest listener is? Because kids...
What do I think our youngest listener is, or who? Or well, like how young?
You don't need to name them, but yeah, how young? Like, because sometimes, you think about... Well, you said kids, our kid listeners, and I'm sure we have so many of them.
Yeah.
We're very popular. But how old do you think the youngest listener is?
Should we make a shirt for the kids?
He's not going to answer.
That's because we have the Krumholtz Unfiltered shirt from last week.
Of course.
We could do one that's like a crayon box instead. So it's like Krumholtz. What do crayon boxes say?
Crayola.
Right, but that would be Krumholtz. That's taken. What's the unfiltered part? Like unwrapped, so they're all naked crayons. I don't know about
kids?
That.
You sick? You're one of these.
I'm gonna look up a crayon. I was listening to podcasts when I was like 12, so I feel like we could have a 12-year-old listener out there who's kind of getting into comedy, whereas icons.
Yeah.
These say preferred by teachers, so I would say Crayola.
Krumholtz preferred by.
Krumholtz preferred by, like Tim Allen or something. Because they brought him back for the Santa Claus reboot show.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, I think we should get he should do at least a couple scenes.
Yeah.
And
Casey Wilson was like, yeah, I bet you would think that, you son of a
sick little bee. Or maybe preferred by Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That's a little bit, maybe that's a better reference. I mean, kids.
But for kids?
Yeah.
Kids love Oppenheimer.
They love Nolan because he does stuff with time that just makes your little head pop like a pimple. The Dr. Pimple Popper is he.
Dr. Pimple Popper is in the building, and it's Christopher Nolan. Thank you.
So I think a 12-year-old would love our Krumholtz preferred by maybe Christopher Nolan.
Preferred by Nolan. Parenthesis, Christopher.
Yeah. They'd love that, but a 12-year-old, he's looking up to who are my comedy idols, my comedy icons. We would come to mind first for him, and maybe in 15 years, he's like, man, I remember when were you guys on that Colin Mockery-ish? And his friends are like, hola.
Yeah.
And then all together they go, ba, ba, ba. Because that's what we do.
Ba, that's kind of that's one of our things. You'll say something.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a chair. I'm going downtown. Ba, ba, ba. You know how it is. My chair goes downtown with me in it.
You're like, whoa, that's because it's attached to the big old taxi cab. But bing, bada, boom, boom,
all of a sudden, I'm sitting on top of the taxi cab.
Now you're downtown.
So I don't know, just something to think about for all our fans and our little tallywhackers out there. That's what we call our. Oh, that's right. We thirsty. I don't know what I drank before I opened it.
Yeah, that was weird.
Some cans of Liquid Death you get have a little. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they put it in the section where the produce is, where they spray it with water.
Yeah.
But the little top of the can gets filled with water. I call that bonus sip.
Yep.
I get a little extra.
Got a sipper before you plipper.
Sipper before you plipper. I hardly know her.
What? Colin Mockery, every week we do have our Liquid Death. Mine is called Unparleavable. What say you?
Mine is called Convicted Melon. I was going to say almost forgot. It's just that I didn't know because I didn't look at the can. I knew there was a hint I could taste.
Yeah.
It's like a natural flavor.
It's a flavor in the water.
Mm-hmm. It's like a...
There's something in the water.
What is that?
And there's something in the water. And there's something in the water. You ever sing like that? You can sing a little bit better if you don't pronounce or overpronounce all of the words in the song.
Losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
That's why I love doing this podcast.
Yeah.
As it's basically free in crumb.
In Crumb, in Crumb we trust.
Enough disrespect. Maybe we could do like challenge coins.
For what?
It says in Crumb holds we trust. So the picture on the challenge coin, it's like a big quarter.
Oh.
So it's Crumb holds on one side, like his profile, and it says in Crumb we trust.
Yeah, that's heads.
And then on the other side it says E pluribus David or E pluribus Crumb holds, maybe.
Okay.
And that's like, what is that? Like an eagle, but it would probably be him with his curly hair from the Santa Claus for the kids. I got a big coin out of, I rented the...
Bitcoin.
They're calling me the crypto president. They're really doing it. You see Space Jam. I'm a simple man. I see Space Jam. I hit like.
Absolutely.
But I got it from the local library when I was just a child.
What? Movie?
The VHS of Space Jam.
Okay.
I popped that bad boy open. I must have been the first person to rent it.
Oh, because
and there was a coin in there,
Yeah.
a big gold coin. On one side, Michael Jordan's Ed. On the other side,
His
Bugs
ass.
Bunny. That's good. Okay, so on one side we'll have Crummold's head, and then Tails. It's gonna be his tail.
Yeah. For the kids.
You're getting a Crummold's ass, and I'm talking pre-Ozempic.
Yeah.
It's taking up the circumference of that bad boy.
No, I think I remember this coin from the
And
VHS.
Bugs Bunny's on the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kept it. It was the first time I
Oh.
stole.
They're going to come for you.
I think it was fine because they obviously left it in there.
Yeah. They said the first lucky kid to get
But
this.
isn't that weird? Because you think they would open it before they just got it in the mail or whatever and then put it right on the shelf.
Yeah.
I don't think they're missing it. I mean, if anything, I'm missing it because I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I was wondering. It's probably worth something now, huh?
Well, yeah.
Not in this economy.
They love the. I remember that I had the soundtrack and it's half of Bugs Bunny's face and half of Jordan's
Yeah.
face.
And it
They
looks-
love putting the two of them together.
Well, they're like our Bogey and Bacall.
Mm-hmm.
They're our Laurel and Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Or Laurel and Yanni.
Our Abbott and Costco.
All right, George Carlin.
Hey, I got our uppers and our downers, our poppers and our deflators. Abbott and Costco.
God, what would Carlin think of Costco?
At this point, he'd be so freaking mad. But he'd be like, they do one thing right. They lose money on the hot dogs. They lose money on the hot dogs and the chicken bake. We should be we're losing money on the chicken bake because we're paying for it. We're paying for it with our money. We're paying for it with our tummy. People get. You must have been so tiring being at one of his shows.
Yeah, you have to
You're constantly
cheer.
cheering.
It's like, God, I thought I was coming to a comedy show, not a freaking political rally.
BBC loves John Peel, and guess what? God's not real. Just kind of like trying to put it together, but he's so freaking fast.
Yeah. Well, there at the end, was he?
At the end, it was more like, I'm a dirty old man, and you're and it was that.
Yeah.
How'd I get so freaking old? Boo.
You know the Costco Guys? It's like an online guy. It's like a big dad. He has very stark. Here's the only thing I care about him.
Keep going.
His eyelashes are so dark. It can't be that he's wearing eyeliner, but it looks like he is.
So you said, first of all, they're stark, but now they're dark.
Well, they're stark contrast from his skin, but they are
New mask. Same task.
That's Carlin too.
Jared Leto. You watched that video?
What? No.
In every video of old Stark himself taking Mr. Downey Jr., taking his little Doomsman mask off, right before he takes it off, someone in the audience says, Jared Leto. And I hear it. I've watched like 8 different like clips of it. And it's Jared Leto. I gotta find this. It's
hilarious.
too good not to find.
Well, anyway, these Costco guys, it's like a kid, or it's a dad and his kid looks exactly like him. And they're like, but it's this, from what I've seen, it's the same video every time. They're like, we're Costco guys. We like to get 30 bottles of water for $10. And then the kid's like, we're Costco guys. I get a chicken bake.
Is it? So they're still doing that? Isn't that kind of over?
It was like one, but no, that's what they do. And then there was a video, a behind the scenes video that came out, and the the Costco guy dad is like an auteur. He's directing the video. They have like a special guest influencer with them, and he's like, okay, so I'm gonna say, is it a boom or is it a doom? And then Ralphie here is going to say, it's the chicken bake versus the gooey cookie.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's like planning out the shot, and then they're like, all right, let's go. And then they do it wrong. And he's like, actually, I think we should, I say doom, you say boom. All right, let's try again. And they do it again. And it's just fascinating because it's a store behind him working. You know, it's like normal people are just walking around while these people are,
And they're probably there every day because they have to
make their content. It's sickening, but it's fascinating in a way, isn't it? Well, did you find our video yet?
As proof of the Victor Von Doom.
Damn it.
I heard it.
You heard it.
I heard it.
There's better ones, but it's in every video you hear a guy go, Jared Leto. Like, so loud that he is so wrong.
What a funny.
But there was, I can't find the main one they were posting where it was like their clip. It is so clear because you don't hear anything else. And the guy goes, Jared Leto. Like he had to prove that he knew
who it is. Yeah.
He knew who it was, as if it would be him. Why? He's Morbius.
Yeah.
I just think it would be I mean, who cares? I'm not getting into this right now. with
No,
all
we
you
can't.
nerds.
We shouldn't.
But just to let it, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Before like the guy gets his moment.
Jared Leto.
2 milliseconds later, something so crazy happens.
The last person on earth you would expect.
Jared
And yet-
Leto. I just love that. Thank you for telling your story that was clearly filler. I love guys that make, like a store their whole thing. Or like it's a brand, it's a thing that exists, and they hear that, it's like when people were kind of like, isn't it funny how you go to Target when you're bored?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I do.
It is funny.
And then they make that their whole thing, like going to Target when you're just so sad about work. Going to Target just to sniff the candles. Going to like I'm the Target guy.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Target. Then they start going into Target wearing like a bullseye suit and all this. And then they get to do a video with like the bullseye dog. They just
Yeah.
write it into the ground. Great. You're Mr. Capitalism. That you've made something else that exists your thing.
Yeah.
You're void of all personality.
It's like
and you're
when-
making your kids do it too.
Yeah. It's like when people like a comedy, someone will make a comedy movie that is just references to other comedy movies. Not even that like, oh, it's an homage to the joke from Airplane or
Right.
something. They're just like,
Why is that the one I went to? I was about to say.
it's a classic.
Yeah.
But it's just guys sitting around being like, hey, remember an Airplane? And the other guy's like, yeah.
Autopilot.
Yeah.
His name's actually Otto. And then they start
That's
breaking
funny.
down the jokes.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
So it'd be like that. Or just, in everyday life, someone thinks they're funny, but they're just referencing.
And what else is there to say about Costco? Like
You get
the
stuff-
chicken bake,
They have cheap food at the little...
and they have stuff in bulk.
and they have stuff in bulk. That's all there is. But people are like, they see it and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that at Costco. Like,
And somehow that turns into
guy. I buy a giant kayak.
And you're like, like
Just don't. It's
kind of like, oh yeah, you do.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I did.
But speaking of guys that make corporations their whole thing, this was kind of funny. We were out of town in like a little farmer's market area.
Okay, I'm trying not to laugh yet because I don't know if that's a joke.
And I have like a little Coca-Cola shirt. It's got a little Coca-Cola emblem. And I was wearing it around, just a little t-shirt, just bopping around the farmer's market. But it's one of these big city farmer's markets where there's the farmer's market, but there's also little stores around the outside. A bunch of little stores around the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
And he's back. He's back.
Who? Robert
Maybe
Downey Jr.?
Just cut that out.
Oh.
You're talking about the little stores.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
And one of
great.
them was like a novelty sody pop shop. So you're like, oh, let's go in there. They
Like
might have.
old fashioned
It was like,
sarsaparilla.
yes, there's a whole section of sarsaparilla.
Crumb soda.
A whole section of Krumholtz's famous soda. But just like sodas from around the world and the cherries and the strawberries and different flavors, the Sprite varietals and your colas, a whole cola section. And you're like, yeah, that's good. We didn't buy anything, but I walked out and looked down at my shirt and realized I looked like an idiot because I walked in. Oh, actually, you know what? We did buy something. We bought a little, it was a coffee soda. It was really good.
Oh.
It was very good. But I did think like they probably thought I was just looking for Coke.
You,
Look at this guy.
yeah, you. I'm surprised you weren't wearing like a GoPro on your head,
Yeah.
like showing you buying. Have you seen like this guy that loves trains online? Who's like, I'm going to see 1945 today. It's train number 1945, and I've always wanted to see it. And he wears a little GoPro on his head, so when the train drives by, he looks crazy because his head's all stretched. But he's like, honk for me, and it honks, and he's like crying. That's you in the Coca-Cola store.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think I saw that happen just there's a train that goes by and I was driving and I just got stopped by the train, but the kid and his dad behind me got out, ran up to the train, and they both had cameras and were filming the train.
Man, people love trains.
I was like, it's every Tuesday, like every other day it comes.
You should have got out and told them that. Spoiled there.
Because they kind of missed it. Like they didn't get the front.
That's what you want. You need to see the front and the butt.
Yeah. Like Michael Jordan's Space Jam coin.
I'm surprised no one asked you a question. Because I've had that at like Target. I have a red shirt on and someone came up and they're like, can you tell me where the Magnum condoms are?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, thank you so much for and they're like, oh, I thought you worked here because
Yeah.
your dumb red shirt.
You're like, well, I actually do know.
And they go, I'm not interested anymore. I go, you're not interested anymore? What happened? And they just turn and walk away.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you wear a bright red shirt.
to the Target store.
So you wore Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I just felt like a huge
It just loved that you were a huge soda fan.
I felt like an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
It's like I like Coca-Cola. I thought it was a cool shirt.
But time and place, my brother.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was.
Maybe you pass by that place, come back another time. Head to the old-timey popcorn place.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
cool,
but I was,
cotton candy flavor or whatever stupid shit.
yeah. Unfortunately, I was wearing my popcorn pants, the Jiffy Pop pants that you can create popcorn in your pants because they're bright. They're that tinfoil texture of a Jiffy Pop.
Yeah, I was out somewhere. We went to like
What was that from? Was that from the Amanda Show?
Oh, the Jiffy Pop pants?
Yeah.
I think it's who's wearing them? Is it I think it's Josh, right? Josh Peck's wearing them.
Call in and let us know
And
whether
he pulls a cable and they start filling up.
something like that. And then
Or was it all that?
They're like, yeah, maybe it was all that.
It was either all that or the Amanda Show.
Little did we know.
This makes me sick. Well, I was just gonna say really quick. That reminded me of a time I went to the Cheeto factory, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I found out I was like wearing all orange. I had Cheeto pants on, so I was like, "Let's just get out of here. Let's go see a movie."
Hey,
to my lady friend, she was also wearing Cheeto stuff, and then I forgot my wallet at the Cheeto place, which is a problem because I'm diabetic.
hey.
But luckily, these two ladies behind us, one had a mustache. They offered to pay for my small slushie and my small drink. And then we went and saw the movie Double Blind or whatever.
That happened to me almost. But the lady asked for a Slurpee.
Yeah, not interested. So I've got let me hear me now, first of all.
Please.
Me, because we haven't had one of these for a hot minute, or we have, I don't remember.
Is it a text message exchange?
Yeah. I'm going to show you a photo here. Do you remember this person? No? Okay, good. So I haven't read this one yet. So we've talked about how I came in too hot the first time. I go in for the joke too fast with these.
This is good we're doing this because I have a follow-up to this that's going to make you rethink your whole life.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to probably feel bad or something. So I come in too hot. I start with the jokes. They get mad. They say, "You are an idiot. You're a little idiot boy." And then last time I think I just said, "Oh, sorry, wrong number," thinking that would reel them in. And they said, "Oh, no problem. We dialed the wrong one-digit number." Never heard from them again. Yep. So I think I tried a different tactic. Jeez. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I will be green as always. You will be dark. So this is a text that came into me for everyone that hasn't listened.
This
before.
is a text that came in.
And I'll be playing myself. You'll
Joey.
be playing the text that came to me.
Hello, how's your day?
I'm so sorry. Whom might this be?
Excuse me, this is Jenny's number, right? It's me, Sophia.
And as always, I get the obligatory photo of Sophia va-va-voom.
Uh-huh.
There she sits in her office chair. Oh! Not sure if it's AI or not.
There's an uncanny valley.
It could be
element
a real
to it.
doll or something. Something strange is going on. So the picture comes in. So I respond, "My, you are quite beautiful." Oh, that's what it was. My angle was I'm supposed to like the picture.
Right.
"My, you are quite beautiful. I wish I was Jenny, but my name is Jenny with an I. It's Ieni, which is the male version. I'm a man."
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I dialed the wrong number. I hope you don't mind me.
Sad face, prayer hands.
But however, nice to meet you here, why?
Ieni.
Yenny. Okay. Well, his hand's in the way, folks.
Sorry.
But however, nice to meet you here, Yenny. Your name is also good.
Thumbs up. Thank you. Though it is not as good as Sophia. I have heard that's Aramaic for chokes on tiny baby in king cake. But you do not look like that has ever happened to you. You must be blessed. And an angel must be touching my good shoulder if they led you to accidentally text me, smile. Where do you live, dear?
Well, I would love to meeting new people who are polite and mature like you, and I am glad to meet you. I live in Manhattan, Yorkville, NYC. HBU.
Wow. I do so love Yorkville in Manhattan, in New York City, in New York. That explains why you have such big apples. I live in Harry Bush, Ohio, on my family's estate. Some think it is lonely, but the bachelor life is all I know now. I have 3 Bugattis, dear.
Indeed, NYC is very beautiful cities to live. It's also very expensive to live here. If you've never been here, you would love it. You live in such as a beautiful place in Harry Bush, Ohio. By the way, how old are you? I'm 32 and single.
I am 33, but I do so enjoy the company of younger women. Women my age can be so uptight and rude and tell me that I shouldn't watch Andrew Tate videos and that it's bad for me to eat carpet samples. I much rather would get my rocks off with a 32-year-old than a 33-year-old any day. I hope that isn't too forward of me. I took my T-Max testosterone pills from the gas station 30 minutes ago, and the ginkgo biloba is coursing straight to my gonads. Now, this is when she stopped responding for a while.
Sure.
So I said, Sophia? A couple hours later.
Now, usually that's
it. Usually that's it.
But
Nope. Sophia?
yeah, I'm here. What are you up to?
I just got back from the soup kitchen.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't realize they will just serve anyone that comes in. They don't ask if you're homeless. Just one of the ways I stay rich so I can take care of my sugar babies.
Yummy. Ianni, how old are you?
33, as I said. I hope that is not too old for you. I only dye my hair gray so that people think I am more seasoned at my realty job. The dye washes out so that when I go out for dinner and sex dates, I look completely like myself. Totally bald. Sweet mambo. And that's it.
That's it.
So we got a little bit further. I'm starting to...
That's interesting.
I'm working my way towards something.
Yeah. Sophia was a little more intrigued.
So I figured, what did they want? They want to know that you're attracted to them and that you're going to take care of them, right? There's something I'm going towards.
I think
now tell me, what is it?
No. I think what they want, I think they want different things. They want you to trust them so that they will get your mother's maiden name and your first pet's name, that sort of thing. And I think they want, I think they want better Star Wars. No, I think they want, they want you to just send them money because you think they're a little young thing.
Why did they ask me that?
It's too.
I said I have 3 Bugattis, dear.
Because they know that you know.
But what do I do? I just got to be like normal though. Then I'm starting to be like, oh, sweet. I mean,
well, here's
then the woman with whom I live sees my phone and she's like, so what is, because she just sees me saying sweet mambo.
Yeah.
Where are you and your big apples at?
Yeah.
And then I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's this woman that sent me a picture of herself.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. I know. Exactly. From Manhattan, Yorkville, NYC. And
she's like, and why, you never told me you're from Harry Bush, Ohio.
Yeah. This whole thing is rotten, I say. Well, so here's the difference. Because you make it pretty obvious that you're joking.
Okay.
Even if this is your version of a toned down.
Interesting.
It's not.
What do you mean?
Well, Harry Bush, Ohio.
But she said,
no.
You are from Harry Bush, Ohio. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think when I also said my name is Jenny, but with a Y or with an I, it's pronounced E-N-E?
Yeah.
And it was I-E-N-N-Y.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good joke.
Of course.
But then they were like, how old are you, E-N-E?
Yeah. I think there's a language barrier happening also
which is what I'm kind of banking on, that they don't know I'm joking.
Well, I think that's why it does get past the first couple. But okay, so just recently I saw online that someone from my family was unfortunately in a text conversation with someone that they thought was giving them a job, a real job opportunity. They texted the number, and the person said, "Yes, your resume looks great. It was very nice to meet you. We'll be in contact soon." This person did not know at the time that they texted the wrong number. And this person that they were having a back and forth was someone who was trying to joke with them. And so they missed the actual job that they were being offered because
they were just going back and forth with.
they weren't reaching out to the person that they actually met with about the job,
Right.
ever. So they were like, finally they realized the mistake, reached out to the right person, and they were like, "I'm sorry, I thought you weren't interested because we didn't hear from you." Meanwhile, they were talking to this person who was joking. So, and then they shared the text, and there was no indication that this person was joking. It was just like, "Yeah, it was great to meet you. Your resume looks great. We'll be in touch." They're like, "Yeah, thank you." And they were like, "I would like you to come in with a few more ideas of how we could do this better." And they're like, "Oh, sure, absolutely. That would be great. Should I call you or whatever?" And then they didn't respond for a while, and they're like, "Just circling back, is this still happening?" And they're like, and then the scammer or the joker was like, "I'm sorry, you texted the wrong number. I was joking at first, but you should
fell for it.
like they were
Like
mad.
it's your fault.
Yeah, they were mad at them for still constantly reaching out. Like, I was joking, but please do not contact me ever again. And this number is being blocked or whatever. So they're like, "Well, I didn't know, you know?" So there's the difference between, you're doing it the right way. It's my point. Because what if it is a real person and they did have the wrong number and it's a job offer?
The difference, I would say, well, because one time I got a text and someone they just said hello or something. And I just said, "Who is this?"
Right.
Because I wasn't sure.
Right.
But these, if
Are
you've been
obviously
following along, they all start the same way where it's, "This is Rocco."
Of course.
Or "Hello, is this Rocco from the sweaty gym," or whatever.
Right.
And then they send a picture.
Yes.
That they're not the same person, but
But slightly.
it's always kind of the same person.
Yeah.
And why would you send a photo of yourself? "Hey, it's me, Jenny. Remember from 2 hours ago?" And then they send a professional photo of themselves.
Right. No, I know. Yours, I'm not saying you're ever in danger of.
I would never lead someone on for days on end
No.
thinking they got a job.
My point is the difference between someone who's not funny trying to joke
Yeah.
and someone who is funny and writing good jokes and wasting good jokes on someone who doesn't get it.
Well, but then I
It's
read them
for
for you
us.
all in these fine podcasts. Stop hating stuff.
And we thank you for it.
It's my pleasure. I sort of became a Mr. Goldblum over here.
I'm sorry it has torn your relationship asunder.
Oh, it's all been worth it for reading on this fine podcast.
Do you see that guy has a podcast?
Yeah, unbelievable. Probably has more listeners than we'll ever have.
Of course. His first guest,
Who?
Bill Maher.
So you actually don't like me. I don't know who you think you're talking. Just unlistenable.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it.
No, don't. But it is under Bill Maher's production banner now. So he is the Club Random podcast, whatever. He is now producing podcasts. So that's, I think, just to tie up the Hawk 2 girl thread that was hanging open from last week.
What's crazy is like you and I and everyone that we probably listen to and know, everyone will go, "He's talking to Hawk 2 girl," and like he hasn't been funny for 80 years. And I've heard stories from comedians. They're like, back in the 90s, he was at like a club we were all at, and we were sitting at a table, and he decided to pull up a stool and sit above all of us and hold court for like an hour until people decided to leave because he wouldn't stop talking. And he's always been rude to everyone.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter. Like in the real world, doesn't matter.
No.
He has so many people that he can now be producing podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? But I think that's what he was trying to lobby a proposal at Huck too.
Oh, because he wanted her on
his network.
On his network.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to date her.
Yeah, that too. Weird guy.
That's weird. Very weird. Looks very weird.
Strange little man. Fascinating.
Fascinating. Very religious. Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
And he's just he is just kind of being mean to, like, not even in a way where he's like doing it in a clever way where it's like, oh, if they actually think about what he's saying, maybe he's right.
Right.
He's just like, really? So you think Moses, like, his questions aren't even smart.
Right.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. He's the sort of high school, early college age atheist guy that, like, when you just find out you can start thinking about more than what you learned growing up. You're like, yeah, now I know everything.
You go to that museum where it's like the dinosaurs with cavemen, and you just look at it and look at the camera and go, no.
And
then give me something. Talk about it.
And then you never grow up
Yeah.
past that.
You don't grow up, but you grow old.
Why do we always talk about Bill Maher?
I think, why do we always talk about Bill Maher? Imagine us on Broadway.
Imagine all the people
listening
talking
to Huck to Huck to. All right. Well, it's been so lovely to spend another afternoon with you all. We simply wouldn't be here without you.
No.
And, well, I don't know.
Yeah, we probably would.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.